Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jessica, also known as Chicprofessor on Instagram, and I make videos on luxury goods, the pre-loved market, sustainable fashion, and workwear. Today's video is all about an honest review of the Valentino kitten heels, and these are in the nude, I think the poudre color. I've got some things to say about them. I just bought them. They're pre-loved. They're not in perfect condition. All of that jazz is true, but I just have some things I want to let you know in case you are considering buying them. And if you already have them, I would love to know your thoughts because I'm debating keeping them or not. I'll start with my story. So I have had these on my wish list for a little while, and I really wanted a pair of them. I was excited about finding them. I finally found them at a price I was willing to pay. I did pay more for these than I have for any of my other shoes though. I bought pretty much all of my shoes pre-loved. So that's certainly not the issue with them. But I did spend quite a bit on them, and I just can't decide if they're worth it or not. I think that they look nice. The sizing I think is correct. I went with a 36. I usually wear a US 5.5, so I did size up a half size, and I do think that was right, though I think a 35.5 probably would have been fine as well. But the biggest issue that I have with them, I'll show you this one. I just wore them outside, so the bottoms are a little bit gross because it's a little wet here today. But they are a very flat shoe, and I know a lot of people love them because they have a small heel. I will say that I actually prefer when I'm wearing heels for my weight to be on the balls of my feet, and on here they feel almost more like a flat because the vamp is not the right word, the step, I think this is what this is called, is pretty flattened. It doesn't really arch as much as a lot of other shoes do, and so I think a lot of people find that very comfortable, but for me personally, I find the heel extremely hard on these. It's not padded, and it's just stiff, and so I feel like as soon as I put them on, my heels hurt. I don't love that, and I don't love all of the pressure on my heels because I'm not used to that when I am wearing high heels. So I don't love that. And a lot of people I'm sure do. They prefer a more flat shoe, but I find when you wear flats, they usually have a little more padding on the insole, and heels don't have that, but it's not usually a problem on my heels because most of the weight is on the ball of my foot. But I don't necessarily find that to be true with these. When I first tried these on in store, I had the same reaction. I said, I think the heel bed is really hard, but there was something about that shoe that wasn't perfect, and so I thought that must have been the reason why I didn't find them nearly as wildly comfortable as everybody else seems to. So I can't remember exactly what shoe I tried on, but either it was the higher heeled version or it wasn't my size. They either didn't have my size because it is a low size, or they only had the higher heel version in my size. So whatever it was, I either said, oh, it's because the size, it must not be as comfortable, or it's because of the heel height. And I know that the taller ones are generally not thought of as to be as comfortable as the kitten heel version. So I just assumed it was that and thought, okay, I would still go ahead and find them eventually. I will say that I do find the toe box is quite wide, like everyone says, and is pretty comfortable. When I actually went out and wore them for a little bit and walked around in them, I did get a little more used to the hard heel, but it is still something that I notice, and I didn't really find them immediately super comfortable. I don't think any high heel is like incredibly comfortable, but I do have to say that I just noticed the discomfort a little bit more in these. I could probably get some kind of heel pad for them, but I don't know if that would work very well in a high heel. I feel like my foot would be sliding around, and the other thing about these is that I find the straps are actually quite loose. It's made for somebody with a wider ankle than me, I think. And so even on the smallest setting, I find that it's quite loose. You can see that a little bit more in this video right here. So it's not holding my foot in super well either. I think that the color is really nice. I think that the actual shoe design itself is very iconic and very pretty. It's like classy but still edgy at the same time. So I do really like them, but I did spend more on these than any other shoe in my collection. Not a ton more. I did find a great deal for them pre-loved, but I just don't know if they're worth it. They do have some damage at the tips of the toes as well as on the heels. That's damage that I always basically do to my high heels, so I really wasn't too worried about that. And then I've also found that the top of the leather straps, because you're pulling them in and out, some of those are a little bit more worn as well. The damage isn't enough to stop me from not keeping them, and they're I don't think I could have gotten them at this price if they didn't have a little bit of damage. So I really don't have any problem with that. What I have a problem with potentially is the comfort of them and if they are worth it. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Are they a shoe that you love? Are they a shoe that you think is worth me keeping? I do really like the color, and I don't think I would have liked it as much in other colors, but I do love my sandals, my black heel sandals. Actually, I'll go get them. In order for you to have the full picture, I do want to say that I have the little feet in them, but I do have the City Sandal, the black heel City Sandal, and I love these. I find these ones super comfortable. I really like them. You know, the step of them is kind of funny because if I lift this up, you can see that it is at a little bit more of an angle than this one is. And the heel height is pretty similar. So I don't know if it's the black heel or just the design of it or because it's an open sandal, but I do find that this is more comfortable on my actual arch and on my heel than this one is. And if I'm feeling them, again, a little hard with this thing in here, the footbed is definitely a little bit softer on these too. Not necessarily the footbed, but at least the heel bed. But at the ball of the foot feels a little more similar. But anyway, just an interesting sort of comparison because I do really love these, but I just can't decide about these. I think these are more iconic and they're really cute. But I don't know, what do you all think? I'm not sure if it's just me. If you are someone who loves to wear flats and doesn't typically wear heels, I think that you probably would really like these. But as someone who does wear heels often and actually has more trouble finding comfortable flats than comfortable heels, I don't know that they're right for me. So what do you all think? Are they worth keeping or are they not? Do you like them? Do you think that they are a shoe that I need in my collection because they're a classic? If you have them and you've worn them, did you find that they got more comfortable for you over time, or did you find that they were comfortable right away? I asked in the bag chat group on Facebook that Chase Amy here on YouTube started, and 90% of the people, if not more, were like, no, these are the most comfortable heels I've ever worn. I think it's just you. And then there was like one or two people that were like, yeah, I kind of noticed it at first and then it got better. And then a few people that were like, no, these are super uncomfortable for me. They don't work for me. So I think that the majority of people really do find them very comfortable, but at least a couple people don't seem to. So let me know your thoughts down below. And I thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a like and consider subscribing. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.